Now we're going to see how we compute the variance out of this budget over here. So before that, we need some actual data also. Let us say the entity's actual results for the period are as under. It produced 25,000 units. We're going to be staying same in that. Now we're going to say units produced 1,000 units. Okay. Let's say the materials consumed were 51,000 units instead of 50,000, and the material rate was 4.5 at which they procured. We're going to increase the decimal 4.5, right? For labor, it's incurred, it paid for 74,500 at the rate of again 4.5. Overhead also it becomes the same because that's how it's efficient. The overheads were incurred and it paid overhead at the rate of $10 itself. So overall, you can see over here the entity incurred more compared to the original budgeted cost. So obviously, this will tell that it's a negative variance. Okay, as we said, the overall result is negative, but based on that, you cannot judge that who was the real culprit. Was it the material department? Was it the purchasing manager of the material department or the production line manager who was responsible for the consumption of materials? Was it the labor manager or is it the negotiation was not done at a better rate with them? Who was the real culprits and all? That can be figured out only when we actually dive deep into each and every single variances. Just a second, guys. I just want to make sure this is reflecting true scenario. Okay. First, we'll go ahead and compute the material variances. Now, remember this thing in the cost accounting and management accounting, there's a whole section devoted to the material or to the variance analysis, but that's at a very high level. I'm not going to be taking you to that level. I just wanted to give give an introduction to the variance analysis so you're at least aware how you're going to compute it on your own. We're not going to go through any formula. We're just going to try to solve it logically over here. So first we'll see material variances. So quantity consumed, or you can say just simply put it as a quantity variance. What's the standard quantity for 25,000 units? It's supposed to be 25,000 units. That's supposed to be 50,000, right? Less the actual quantity. That's going to be 51,000 units. You multiply this by the budgeted price. Okay. Now you might be wondering why we are taking the budgeted price instead of the actual price over here. The logic being that the difference in the price variances will be taken care by the price variance, which is going to come next. Whenever you're going to compute any variances except for price variance, you always consider the actual price only, budgeted price only, not the actual price. However, in case of price variance, you compute using the actual price. It's going to come up in a while. Have some patience for it. That's it. So your variance is going to be how much? Be 1,000 negative. That is 5,000 unfavorable variance. It's going to be unfavorable. Now we're going to compute the price variance for it now. For the materials, okay? I'm using the same template over here. Kind of makes easy. Now standard price for standard price for 1 unit, that was supposed to be $5. Actual price it's gonna be 4.5 multiplied by the budgeted quantity. We're going to take the budgeted quantity because because the quantity variance, or you can say the reason why the variance exists because of quantity is already taken care by the quantity variance over here. The budgeted quantity is supposed to be 50,000 units. Okay, so the variance, obviously you can see the fact over here that the purchasing manager did a good job because the product which the company had budgeted for $5, he negotiated it down and bought it for $4.5 over here. So that's a 50 cents of saving for every unit purchased, and that results in a saving of 25,000 units over here. So that's how you compute the price variance over here. We made one mistake over here, which is we're going to use the actual quantity, not the budgeted quantity. Sorry, yeah, that's it. So the reason we use the actual quantity is that because the variance which was existing because of the quantity difference was taken care over here in quantity variance. Now we only need to figure out the price variance over here. Compare the standard price with the actual price and multiply by the actual quantity. That gives you your variance for the price. Now this is going to be a favorable variance because it's a positive figure over here. How do you determine a variance is a positive or a negative? It's simple enough. If the cost is less than standard, or you can say the budgeted cost, it's a favorable. If the cost is more than the budgeted cost, it's a unfavorable variance. There's a double check over here that in the basis of which you validate your variance computation is correct for this material variance. You see, the total material variance over here is going to be expected cost, standard cost minus the actual cost. The cost incurred is more. Actual total cost incurred is less compared to the budgeted cost, hence it's a positive variance of 20,500. But if you see the fact over here, your price variance is 25,500, whereas your quantity variance is a 5,000 negative figure over here. Hence, it is a total of 20,500 of positive variance. Plus this, plus the unfavorable one, that gives you your material variance of 20,500, which is exactly over here the difference between the standard material cost and the budget material cost. So as we had discussed in the theoretical part, the good job done by one guy gets overcome or reduced because of the negative work done by the other guy. Over here, the production manager, the flow manager who is responsible for the consumption of materials did a bad job, incurred a negative variance, or you can say expended $5,000 more compared to the price variance, compared to the other manager who did a good job and saved the entity a total of $25,500. So 5,000 spent extra, 25,500 saved extra over here. Netting it off, it comes to a total saving of $20,500 only. So this is how you understand the fact that variance analysis helps you to layer out who is the real culprit, who is the beneficiary to the company, who is doing an efficient job, who is doing a shabby job. So I hope with this thing you have been able to understand the variance analysis. Before leaving up, I just want to give you one more task over here. The same way how we computed the material variance over here, I want you to compute the labor variance and overhead variance and get back to me on what are your answers. Once I get answers from you guys, I will share whether the answers given by you are correct or not. In a way, it's an assignment for you. Do make an effort to complete the assignment, guys. It will be really helpful for you to understand this whole concept of material and this whole concept of budgeting and variance analysis. I'll give you a small hint. The computations are same as we had done over here for material variances. Okay, I'll see you in the next session, guys. Oh, precisely saying, I'll see you when you submit your answers to me, guys. Till then, have a great study time.